Cain Dingle walked into the Woolpack tonight thinking he was finally getting ahead of the chaos in his life, but what he discovered instead left him completely blindsided. For weeks, Cain had been fighting a battle he barely told anyone about. After being diagnosed with prostate cancer, he kept the news tightly guarded, sharing it with only one person at first, his granddaughter, Sarah Sugden. The weight of the secret was clearly eating away at him, but opening up didn't come easily for someone like Cain. Eventually, the truth started slipping out. In an emotional moment, he finally told his wife Moira about the diagnosis. It wasn't easy, but keeping it hidden was becoming impossible. By the time the latest episode begins, Cain confirms to Sarah that Moira now knows the truth, a huge step for someone who normally refuses to show weakness. He even came close to telling Kyle and Isaac earlier, clearly struggling with whether they were ready to hear something so heavy. At the last second, he pulled back. But the secret didn't stay quiet for long. Cain soon gathered some of his closest family members, Caleb, Sam, Belle, and Chaz, and broke the news. The room instantly fell silent. Nobody expected the tough, fearless Cain Dingle to be facing something this serious. While Cain was dealing with the emotional fallout at the pub, Moira was making the huge decision of her own. With Cain's future suddenly uncertain, she met Kim Tate while Kim was still behind bars and offered to sell her share of Butler's farm. At first, Kim was suspicious. Moira's sudden willingness to sell didn't make sense, and Kim could tell something was being hidden. But when Moira finally revealed Cain's diagnosis, everything changed. The news clearly hit a nerve, and Kim eventually agreed to the deal out of sympathy for what the family was going through. Moira knew the decision would bring much-needed money into the family, but there was one big problem. Cain had no idea she'd sold the farm, and deep down she admitted he probably would have talked her out of it if he knew. Back at the Woolpack, Cain finally found the courage to sit Kyle and Isaac down in a quiet room. It was a moment no parent ever wants to face. Instead of showing fear, Cain stayed defiant, telling the boys they had to stay strong. In true Cain fashion, he made it clear that even with everything going on, he wasn't done settling scores with Joe Tate. But fate had other plans. Kim soon passed the news about Cain's illness to Joe. The revelation suddenly explained a lot, including Graham's earlier hesitation to push conflicts further. Even Kim admitted that Cain had always been a force of nature. Not long after, Joe walked straight into the Woolpack to offer his sympathies. On the surface, it looked like a rare moment of peace between rivals. But during the conversation, Joe casually revealed something that hit Cain like a truck. Butler's farm had already been sold. Hearing those words left Cain completely stunned. In the middle of fighting the toughest battle of his life, he had just discovered that one of the most important parts of his world had been taken out of his hands. And judging by the look on his face, the fallout from this discovery is only just beginning.